In the previous episode, something suddenly happened to Wang and she fainted on the spot. Now that's why we see that Yuhao is very upset nearby and that's why she doesn't understand what happened suddenly. Then TRM. He says that it is very strange that there is no problem in his body and that is why there is some problem in his spiritual mind. Then after hearing about this, the young man starts remembering one thing and then says it is said that the teacher had said that there is a sacred stone in Wan's spiritual seed. That is why the youth understood that if there is really a problem in it, then Master Solon and others cannot do anything about it. But then we see that Wang I also start remembering about the bag given by Wang. While giving it to him, he had told that my father has left it for me and the second father has said that I should give it to you. Along with this he had told that on top of it there is a seal of the father which will be removed when the right time comes. Now that is why thinking about it, the young man also starts getting worried about this and says that is it possible that Uncle Mu already knew about it. After this we see that he tries to look inside it but it was actually sealed and that's why he can't see it so easily. Meanwhile we see that Tia Ming was also seeing all these things and says that by the way so this seal is very delicate but still you cannot open it with your mental strength, but then we see that he starts explaining to the youth and says that you are actually very early in the game, that is why I want everyone first you calm yourself down and then try to open it again. Then after listening to him, he was ready to do the same here too where we see that he first calms himself down and this time he was successful in opening it. Then we see that there is a letter inside it and now that is why we are even more worried about what is inside it. Then we find out that this letter is actually written by Nusha. It was written in it that young people, by the time you read this letter, I think that the condition of his body would have become very strange and perhaps you would already know about it that there is a seal in his spiritual sea. Then they tell that this seal was actually planted by Wang's parents but actually they also had to suffer a lot for it. But then we come to know that it is actually to keep his soul safe because in reality Wang's identity is very strange and maybe he even told you that he needs to pick up the souling from Sint Yen Pavilion which is actually the forbidden area of Hat Yen sect, but then we find out that every one of his soulings is his she has gone beyond the limits and this is the reason why. Her parents had put a C on her spiritual level. Then after hearing about this, the youth starts understanding everything and he comes to know that because of this, his second soul is thousands of years old. One is soldering but then it turns out that when Wang took his fifth soldering, its seal got weakened due to it and that is why they can't do anything about it but still Wang's body is strengthened and strengthened. There is a way by which the endurance of his body will increase a lot and in this way we can reduce its risk but this thing is actually not that easy because it will require fresh herbs and its name is Heartbroken Raid but the biggest problem is that one Raz is actually found in the sunset forest of Tia Empire and the place where it is named Ice and Fire. Now that is why we see that we had gone here to get it but the same we let us see that Bansu had also seen this and that is why she starts following him but on this he says that I am going out for some important work right now and that is why you wait till I come back. Then after hearing this from her Bansi asks where are you going after all but on this Yuhao says that you leave me alone but at the same time we see that Bansi is still not going to agree and she starts following Yuhao again. Because of this he sees that Yuhao is getting angry over this and says why are you not listening to me but on this Banshee asks what happened after all because your face has completely changed after which Yuhao tells that I have to save someone. Then on hearing this Wang who understands that it is necessary for Wang, hence she starts saying that I understood about it because he is the only one for whom you can do all this. Then on this she says that Wang she means a lot to me and that is why I am ready to take any risk for her, but actually my friends are equally important to me, that is why even if any danger comes to you, I will do exactly the same, after which we see that Bunch was quite impressed by this pass and then she tells the youth that I will also go with you and didn't you say that I am your teammate, after which we see that here too he agrees to her words. It was ready for this and now that is